We've got several Latin American countries with laser eyes on Bitcoin adoption. We have another massive announcement from MicroStrategy about a massive Bitcoin purchase. We've got Polkadot and Coinbase forming a partnership, news from US hedge funds, and a whole lot more in this episode of your daily crypto news show. Hey, what's up? My name's Adam Winnig, and we've got a lot of exciting stuff in the show today. If you'd like to be updated on everything that you need to know on cryptocurrencies and crypto trading, then go ahead and click the like and subscribe button and turn on the post notifications so that way you don't miss out. This is your daily update show so you can know everything that you need to know going on in the cryptocurrency space. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's take a look at a few things. Let's see what's happening. We see that most cryptocurrencies across the board are kind of flat for the day. We see Bitcoin down just about 1%, Ethereum up about 1%, Bitcoin on the 7-day up over 24%, which is really awesome. And then we see Polkadot up 8.5%, up 16% in just the past 7 days with this announcement of their partnership or being listed on Coinbase. Besides that, not a whole lot going on today. Litecoin up 13% on the 7-day. We also see Polygon Matic up 12% on the day, up 21% on the 7-day. Now, what's actually happening in the market? Let's take a look at the charts, and then I'm going to break down the news so that way you can see what's actually happening inside of the news that may be causing all of this to happen. If we take a look at the total market cap, the index of the cryptocurrency space, we can see that we're still kind of just trading inside of this volatility compression pattern here, where price is deciding where it really wants to go. We can see it another look on the hourly chart here. Below here, we have the spiral guide algorithm that we use to trade pulled up here. We see that the histogram is growing up. We see that the signal line is flattening off, which could be a good news. We also see that on the hourly chart, we have had some quite bullish momentum. If we go on and take a look at what's happened with Bitcoin, we saw Bitcoin was specifically trading in this range right here, this volatility compression pattern. Again, price deciding where it wanted to go. Looked like it wanted to go lower, didn't, then it came up and it broke through this high, and it's currently sitting at around $40,000, which, as we know, kind of these round numbers are key psychological areas, 1,000 being one of them. So we'll see what price does here shortly, but if it does break this kind of area, $41,000, then we could see a lot higher price discovery and hopefully get up back towards where we were trading around like $60,000. On the SGA, we do see the histogram growing up. We do see the signal line flattening off as well. And by the way, if you're new to seeing us trade the SGA and you want access to it, you can get 7-day free access to it on our website at www.blueedgefinancial.com/crypto. And obviously here on the hourly chart, we see quite bullish momentum here, but it looks like, again, it looks like it's kind of flattened off around $40,000. It's hit this area of resistance. Let's see if it can become support and then take off from there. With Ethereum, we have it kind of is following what's happening with the total crypto market cap. We see that it's kind of still in this volatility compression pattern. We have seen it grow over the hourly chart here. We can see it growing kind of nicely, but we're still kind of lagging behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin is stealing the show at this point as Bitcoin dominance continues to rise. Now let's go ahead and let's take a look at what's actually happening with the news that may be covering this. There's every day there's just really exciting stuff happening with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We see Latin America, a lot of news coming from El Salvador that passed the Bitcoin law where it's legal tender in their country now. And then we have a lot of other cool stuff happening. This is important, and Panama cannot be left behind. If we want to be a true technology and entrepreneurship hub, we have to support cryptocurrencies. We will be preparing a proposal to present to the Assembly. Awesome news from Panama. We also have news from Mexico. I will be promoting and proposing a legal framework for cryptocurrencies in Mexico's lower house. So we'll see what happens here, but it seems like there are just every day new and new countries. We saw Tanzania, obviously, yesterday, their central bank chief that wanted to prepare for cryptocurrencies. So every day it seems like these adoption stories are coming in. There's definitely interest among a lot of Latin American countries in adopting Bitcoin as legal tender in their country. I saw this on Twitter today. This was just like the coolest graphic, so I wanted to show it to you guys. We basically have the world's nations here, and we have the central bank leader here, and then the central bank going and whipping everybody down. Everyone kind of behaves, but El Salvador is this one that just stands up, right? Is this one that goes against the crowd, and we know what happens when somebody stands against the crowd. That gets noticed, and other people people start standing up against the crowd, which you can see here. And this is hopefully what happened, that the rest of the world will continue to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, and we'll see what can happen from there. Now, following their Bitcoin purchase announcement, MicroStrategy says it may sell up to $1 billion in stock. They just purchased like $400 or $500 billion worth of Bitcoin. And then Michael Saylor, the owner of MicroStrategy, just goes on to say that they may sell an additional $1 billion, which we know Michael Saylor is all in on Bitcoin, which, you know, let's see if he goes in and uses that $1 billion of sold stock to go in and purchase Bitcoin, which is, I think, what he's kind of hinting to. Coinbase adds Polkadot as institutional interest grows. This is a huge news for Polkadot, which Polkadot is kind of one of the, so to speak, possible Ethereum killers alongside Cardano and Algorand and Solana. So we will see what happens here, but prices jumped up quite a bit from Polkadot getting this listing on Coinbase, which is awesome. We actually happen to hold Polkadot, so this is great news for us, and we think it's a really great, solid project. Within 5 years, US hedge funds expect to hold 10.6% of assets in crypto. This is massive. There was a survey of 100 different chief financial officers of hedge funds worldwide, and it indicated that they are planning for significant increase in its crypto exposure in the near term. The European Union and United Kingdom counterparts gave slightly more modest figure, around 6.8% of their assets allocated to cryptocurrencies. But with that being said, the US is attempting to come in and really buy up some of the space here alongside Bitwise and Grayscale. Now, with that being said, we continue to see this massive adoption story kind of happening. We see a pension provider partners with Coinbase to offer 5% exposure to crypto. So there's a United States-based retirement plan called For Us All that's basically joining forces with Coinbase and is going to allow their clients to invest up to 5% of their portfolio into cryptocurrencies, which is huge. This pension provider primarily serves small to medium-sized businesses, but it's willing to offer exposure to more than 50 different cryptocurrencies in a product called Alt 401k, okay? And they handle about $1.7 billion in retirement plan assets, which is a small portion of the $22 trillion account market. This is just awesome, as you know, pensions are going to allow people to invest their retirement funds. I think next is ETFs in the US. We did hear that there was, I believe, 3 different ETFs that were proposed that we're supposed to have some sort of update on later this month. But as soon as that happens, just it opens up a wave of a mass amount of money being able to come into the space. If you're unfamiliar with an ETF, it's an exchange traded fund. It'll basically allow people to really easily invest into cryptocurrencies. People that have stock brokerage accounts, or they have their 401ks or their IRAs on some of these stock trading platforms, they'll be able to easily trade into Bitcoins by having a Bitcoin ETF offered. So with that being said, there's a lot of exciting stuff happening. If you guys are interested in earning passive income with your cryptocurrencies, we've written a small little report. It's another free thing that we want to give to you to help you out. It's 7 different ways that you can earn passive income in the cryptocurrency space. We break it down really simply for you and then actually explain to you how to execute on these so you can start earning passive income. You can get that at blueedgecrypto.com/7. And if you're interested in becoming a member and getting these daily updates before everybody else does and getting access to the Spiral Guide algorithm, our trade ideas, all of that, then you can join and become a member and try it out for free for 7 days and only pay for it if you feel like it's worth it at blueedgefinancial.com/crypto. That being said, go ahead and like and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss tomorrow's video.